Hey, everybody. This is the last Friday of 2022. So, this is our last Feature Brain Friday. And I was thinking, what would be interesting or fun to talk about today? I thought it would be great to talk about some of the things, kind of recap 2022, some really cool events, things that have happened in my business that I am so excited to talk to you about. Brain, body, and emotions, right? All three of them had some really cool things happen. So let's start out with amino acids. Let me share some stories about how cool some of the great things I heard from people who used my amino acids, my product. And the coolest one, well, not the coolest one, but one of the really coolest ones I got just a couple days ago. And I wanted to share it with you because I got a text and it said, "Hey, what's the best amino to help my 12-year-old? She flips out and cries at the drop of a hat." And I thought about that and I said, well, we're into winter. So 5-HTP, positive mind, would be a great one because my thought is she's got these ruminating thoughts, winter blues come in to play. And the other one would be endorphins because when your endorphins are low, you find yourself crying easily, feeling more emotional. So I gave her those couple of things, said, see what happens. Guys, the very next day, I got this text back. This is the coolest thing ever. It says, "Holy HIT, night and day difference for my daughter. Thank you so much. I already had those on hand, so I gave them to her this morning, and she has been ridiculously happy all day. She just told me that she feels happy even though she's exhausted and usually would be in tears. Thanks again." Wow, is that so cool? That was so exciting, so cool to me. Another one that was awesome is I had a gentleman who wanted to quit smoking. And so I met with him, told him the amino acids that how to take them recommended because the challenge for him was just getting over the cravings of the cigarettes. And I sent them to him, and within such a short amount of time, I think I got a review, a text back within 4 days saying, "I haven't had a cigarette in 4 days." He has just started taking them, and that quick, the cravings had gone down for him. And now it's been 4 months, and I just got a text from his wife saying he's doing amazing. It's been 4 months. He doesn't even need the amino acids anymore or the cigarettes. Is that so cool? And then the other one I had this lady, and she was struggling with anxiety, and she'd had anxiety for so long. And she came and got some GABA from me, some GABA chill. She was actually kind of angry because she didn't feel like they were the same, that they were going to work for. And so I said, you know what? Let me just help you. Let's do a trial. And I had her take a couple of them and rate herself from 0 to 10. 0 meaning she felt great, 10 meaning, oh my gosh, out of control. She was like about a 9. Said, let me know in 5 minutes. And 5 minutes later, she came back and said, well, I can feel that coming down, but I'm not quite, I'm still about a 7. I said, okay, take some more. So she took some more. Within 5 minutes, she was down to about a 5. So I said, okay, take a couple more. I gave her some specific. Guys, within 20 minutes, she went from a 9, and she'd felt this way for so long, down to a 2. Her anxiety, for the first time in years, she felt was down to a 2. Now, if she'd taken a couple more, she could have been possibly at a 0. But you know what? A 2 from where she was to where she ended up after getting the right amount of GABA. So exciting, guys. This is why I love to do what I do. Another a tip I learned about amino acids is tryptophan. Now, I've been telling everybody it's called tryptophan positive sleep because usually if you take it at nighttime, it's going to be more sedating than 5-HTP positive mind because 5-HTP can raise cortisol a little bit. Well, what I learned is that because serotonin follows light, when you take tryptophan in the day, it doesn't cause you to go to sleep. It can help to boost the 5-HTP, which also boosts into serotonin, which was super cool because I had been hesitant about telling people to take it during the day because I didn't want them to feel that tiredness. Now, there is one catch. Well, first of all, I should say that the cool thing about this is it says that tryptophan and 5-HTP are interchangeable. Some people do better on one, some do better on the other. Sometimes you can mix them. Okay, so if 5-HTP isn't quite giving you what you want, you can kind of switch them out, see which one you feel better. Now, I still would recommend more tryptophan at nighttime, but everybody's different. The only thing you want to be aware of is if you do have ADD or ADHD, tryptophan can make you kind of feel a little bit, I don't want to say spacey, but not quite as focused. And I learned this for myself because I was learning this information. And at the time, it's winter. It's winter in Utah. It's cold. It's dark. Right now, it's kind of rainy. Actually, it's kind of snowy. So you don't get out as much and you don't get much of that natural light. So I take 5-HTP during the winter because of winter blues. And I thought, well, I'm going to switch off and on. I'm going to see if tryptophan will make a difference. So I started taking some tryptophan, intermixed with 5-HTP. And I was on a phone call with Julia Ross, who is the guru of all this information. And she brought up that tryptophan, for somebody who has ADD and ADHD, can cause this unfocused, kind of a spacey feeling. And that's what I was feeling. So if you have ADD or ADHD, you might want to steer clear. I do use the tryptophan at nighttime if I have a hard time sleeping, but during the daytime, I stick to 5-HTP. But that was a great new thing to learn, that you can use either one of them. The one thing that's really cool is for somebody who is nursing or pregnant. Now, of course, I'm going to always say, talk to your doctors, but tryptophan doesn't pass the blood-brain barrier like the 5-HTP. So if somebody's concerned, if somebody's pregnant or if they're nursing and they're really concerned about taking things, tryptophan might be the best one to start with. Pretty cool stories, right? Let's move to the body. Now, our bodies are amazing. They're so amazing. And there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about when it comes to the body. The first one would be when somebody has a hard time digesting or absorbing, can cause like IBS and things like that. Well, glutamine, which is an amino acid, can help to balance your blood sugar, which is important, which keeps this part of your brain from being starved. So it keeps your blood level, your cognitive thought level, and it holds you at that level. Well, it also helps to heal the mucous membrane in your stomach. So by taking glutamine, it can help that. The other thing that is so important, which I love to tell people about, is there's so many people who feel like, they're taking things for heartburn and indigestion. And I'm not here to tell you what to do or not to do, but the challenge is sometimes it's because they feel like they have too much acid, right? Well, too much acid and not enough acid look the same. Okay, same symptoms. The challenge is if you are taking these antacids and things because you feel like you've got too much acid and you don't, that can be not a good thing. Because then what it does is it draws the calcium out of your bones. Okay. But there's an easy way to figure out whether you have too much acid, which is causing the problem, or not enough. So what do? There's a test. It's called a vinegar test. It doesn't matter what kind of vinegar. It doesn't matter if it's apple cider. It doesn't matter if it's white vinegar. That's not important. What you're going to do, especially when you're having a meal, a heavier meal, like something with meat in it, is you're going to take a teaspoon of vinegar, and you can put it in a little bit of water just so it's not quite so strong, because going down the esophagus, it's going to burn. Okay? So you can put a little bit of water, drink it right at the same time that you're eating your meal. Now, here's the difference. If you have the right amount of acid or too much acid, it's going to burn in your stomach. You're going to feel it burning because it means you've got too much acid. Now you've added more acid, and so it's going to cause you to feel that burning. Now, here's the key. If you take and you take the vinegar, and it feels warm and it feels good, that tells you that you don't have enough acid in your body. So when you eat these meals, that food is just sitting in there in your body and it's rotting, which is causing that same reaction as if you had too much acid. So important and so imperative to find out, do you have not enough acid or too much? Now, if you find out that makes you feel better, you can continue to take vinegar, if you like vinegar, every time you have a meal, especially a big meal. Or you can take what's called HCl with pepsin, because then it's going to break down the food in your stomach and help with that. Crazy, right? I know. These are some really cool things. Now let's talk about some really cool hypnosis stories that I've had this year. One of them was really cool. I had a lady who wanted to work on her pickleball game. When she'd get close to the net, she'd react. Rather than reacting positive, it would cause her to add that little bit of a hesitation. And so we were able to figure out in hypnosis what that hesitation was and what was causing it, because she is a pickleball player at a higher level. Super cool. And it reminded me that a few years ago, I had a baseball player who was amazing. And right when he would get to pitch, or not pitch, but right when he's up to hit, he would have this hesitation because he all of a sudden created this fear that I might get hit with this ball. So just that little bit of a hesitation was messing up his game. And just after doing a little bit of hypnosis, and he was also taking some 5-HTP and some GABA to get, so that when he went to play, he had those thoughts under control, and he was back on his game. He was back able to, I think I got a text from his mom on the next game that said, in one game, he had got a home run, caught a ball, and he had actually helped to win the game. Super cool. I also had a girl a few years ago who was struggling. She was a great tumbler, and she created this thought in her head that about, oh my gosh, I could get hurt. And it caused that little bit of hesitation, made it so it was hard for her to be able to keep to successfully make these tumbling passes. Fun thing is I'm not a tumbler. I never played baseball, and I've never played pickleball. I don't need to play those to be able to help somebody get through those blocks, because it's the same thing. I'm working with the conscious and the subconscious to figure out what is that hesitation in the subconscious that's stopping somebody to increase their level when it comes to performance, when it comes to performing, when it comes to speaking, when it comes to any of those things. It's that same concept of what is in the subconscious that is stopping that that person from being at whatever level they are in performing or, like I said, speaking. Same thing about if you have somebody who struggles with test taking, right? It's getting to the subconscious and figure out what it is. It's pretty cool. Those ones are really, really fun because it's like, yes, you see a difference really quickly. I had somebody come to me who was filled with anger for something that happened to him about 10 years ago. And he had put so much emphasis on that event. And I'll say, I mean, it was a hard thing. But all the anger into one place that was almost like everything he did, he was carrying this ghost around with him that affected every part of his life. By seeing this and the power and getting to the subconscious, having that aha, wow, I've been putting a lot of energy into this, and it was no longer serving him. Changed him. It was so cool. When he came back, he was like, that's the best thing ever. So cool. One of my favorites was when I had a lady come to me who had grieved for 17 years of the loss of her baby, that she'd had this beautiful baby, and 3 days later, this baby passed away. And she'd held that grief for 17 years. And through hypnosis, she was able to have the aha that she could remember that beautiful baby and honor and value and love, put the emphasis on the baby rather than the grieving of the death. And it changed her life. In fact, I got a text on her daughter's birthday, and she said, this is the first year in now I've been 18 years, in 18 years that I'm able to celebrate my daughter. Cool, right? Brain, body, and emotions. So awesome. Now, I also had this really crazy thing happen as I learned the power of negative advertising. It wasn't negative about me, but a few months ago, I found out that there was a company called Awakened who was promoting a product. I have TrimFit, and the funny thing is they're the exact same product. This company was fighting, and there was a big mess up. But anyway, they're fighting the manufacturer that I get mine from, and they're selling their product for $150 a bottle, and I sell mine for $39.99 a bottle. Now, here I am, here in Utah. I don't even know this is going on. And I'm brought to my attention by some lady who calling to find out about my product. And then all of a sudden, I started selling this product like crazy, because what it does is it helps to burn body fat and it helps to reduce your appetite. And all of a sudden, I'm getting all these orders, and I thought, where is this coming from? Well, there was a blogger who wrote a negative story about this other company, Awakened, and they put my product in there, which I didn't even know, from my website. That was saying this product's already out on the market, and here it is. And people were buying all my product, which is really cool because I'm getting down to a low amount of this product. But it's just crazy what life brings. What life brings. Now, one of the interesting things I've seen is most people just want to feel good now. In fact, I said to my friend, in one sentence, what would you say? How would you describe what it is I do? She sat for a second. She goes, you help people feel good now. And at first I was like, wow, that's a really simple answer. That is a really simple answer, right? That's what people want to do, is they just want to feel good now. They want to see their children feel good now. They want to see their teenagers feel good now, right? Or their spouses just feel good now. And what I recognize is, you've got your brain, you've got your body, you have your thoughts. Most of the time when we want to make a change, we only address one thing, like the brain or the body or the thoughts, right? And many people spend a lot of money just hitting one or the other, right? But my thought is what would it look like if I created a program where it was brain, body, and emotions in one product, in one program, So I'm super excited to introduce this new program for the year. I'm not going to give you all the details yet because I'm putting it together, where we take the brain, body, and emotions into one program. Oh, and it's called Finally Feel Good Now, Guaranteed. I'm even making it into a contest. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun for 2023 to take somebody from here to here in 3 months and make a difference with the brain, feeding the brain, feeding the body, feeding, changing the thoughts. Now, I don't want to ruin it because, like I said, it's going to be a really cool program. It's going to be a 3-month program where, well, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to give you this. I don't want to tell you all the secret stuff, except for that. The cool thing is there's a contest. So you'll be able to win. And if you do everything I tell you and it doesn't work, then there's a guarantee. So there's no loss. Kind of crazy. Guys, 2023 is going to be a great year. I can feel it. I'm so excited. And I'm excited to share it with you. I'm Shelly Jo with Shelly Jo Hypno-Aminos, also known as Amino Acid Lady. Certified hypnotherapist. Certified addiction recovery mental health nutrition coach. Specializing in amino acids. Let's say goodbye to 2022 and hello to 2023. There you go, guys. 2 more days. We're moving into 2023. Our last Feed Your Brain Friday of 2022. Keep smiling. Make it a great day. Now, if you're interested in this program, in the comments, I just want you to write finally, which means finally feel good now, guaranteed. Mwah. Keep smiling. Bye.